Hey, what's up? This is your boy Asiago back at you again on 3 a.m. Thoughts. Whew, man, let me tell you, you know, I deal with people all day. Whether it's with friends, whether it's with family, whether it's with, co-workers or customers, I deal with a lot of people all day. And sometimes, let me tell you, it's a bit too much to argue with them. And you know what? And I just had to deal with so many arguments today that, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to argue with anybody anymore. If you want to believe that apples are blue and that 2 + 2 = 3, you know what? I don't give a damn. You go ahead and live scot-free believing that. You do you. I'ma do me. I'm not going to argue with anybody anymore. You hear me? Not one single soul. I am never arguing ever again. What the? Oh! God, that hurts. Oh my God, it's Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny? Do I look like a bunny to you?
Kinda. Well, your ears are they're not long, but you got that bushy tail going on, and your fur is white, and you're an animal.
Yeah, all animals are just the same to you, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay, calm down. Here. Why don't you take a seat, my kind sir. Okay, so it's kind of random. Just by looking at you, you're obviously not a rabbit, but you are what I think is a polar bear.
Oh, yes, I am. As a matter of fact, because I'm a polar bear, I am legally obligated to carry around a 6-pack of Coca-Colas everywhere I go.
Everywhere you go?
Everywhere I go. Even the restroom, even the shower. It doesn't matter where I go, I have to bring these puppies with me.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of cool, but isn't that kind of stereotypical?
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, it's just appalling that I have, just a random guest here. Anyways, Mr. What is your name?
Oh, my name is Polar Blast. Oh, hold on a second. Hey, you want a Coke?
No thanks, I'm good.
Are you sure? I got plenty.
Okay, nah, sorry about that, fam. I'm more of a Pepsi guy myself, so...
What?
Wait, what?
How dare you say that in front of me?
What do you mean? What did I say?
You said the P word. You said Pepsi. I hate Pepsi.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't mention it again. Please, don't hurt me.
You damn right. You better not ever mention that. I hate that stuff so much. Drink Coca-Cola.
Okay. Here. I'll take one right now. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I'm just gonna, put that right there. Okay, Mr. Polar Blast. Okay. Okay, so since you decided, to just, barge in here. Well, not barge in here. You kind of just crashed through the window. I don't know why.
Well, you see, I am kind of a superhero around these parts.
Around these parts?
Well, when I say around these parts, I actually mean, well, around the entire planet. Because you see, I'm kind of a big, not so well-known superhero. I got all these nice powers, and I gotta save the world from many different threats, like global warming, which I cannot find the CEO of global warming, so it's kind of hard to, to fight that crime. But you get what I mean.
Okay, yeah, sure. Superhero fights, all kinds of bad guys. I'm guessing that's your arch enemy, global warming?
Oh, no. Why, you see, my arch enemy is Elfo Gordo.
Elfo Gordo?
Well, more on that later. He's a kind of insignificant, fat Mexican elf.
Mexican elf?
It's a long story. But, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and tell my story.
Yeah, why don't you do that? I mean, this is a podcast after all, and we would kind of like to hear your story. Well, I mean, the listeners here.
Where are they at?
Well, they're not actually here. I was talking to the microphone. Go ahead. What you want to say?
All right. Well, my name is Polar Blast, but obviously that name is way too cool to be my birth name. No, my birth name was.
Okay. I don't even know how to spell that.
Well, neither do I. We bears don't even have an alphabet.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. I mean, you are bears after all.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Okay, so go on.
Well, you see, my Coca-Cola obsession started with my family. Because you see, Coca-Cola is kind of a family business where I come from. Every polar bear, has to represent a soda. And the only soda that we like to represent is Coca-Cola, because it's just so damn good, with all its tasty flavors. Actually, as a matter of fact, we polar bears invented Coca-Cola.
Really?
Yes. Actually, I remember my great-grandpappy, he dressed up as a human in a human costume. Don't ask how he fit inside. He went to a laboratory and he created this stuff out of nowhere. And he created the best drink on the entire planet. It is enjoyed by everybody today.
Everybody? Are you sure?
I am sure.
Okay. Go on.
Anyways, so after creating this wonderful drink, we decided, what? We're gonna create a big old Coca-Cola factory right here in the North Pole.
The North Pole? Huh. I thought you would have came from the South Pole.
Well, we polar bears originate from both poles, but specifically my family, we originated from the North Pole. Well, what makes us different, you ask? Well, we North Pole bears are high class. We know how to make stuff. We know how to make things happen. We build things. We create sodas. We are a civilized society. But none of the humans ever see us because, well, we live behind a giant ice barrier.
I see. You know what? Yeah. I mean, it's a wonder why our civilizations have never conversed before.
Well, yes, exactly because my civilization is better than yours.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're definitely superior. I mean, you guys created Coca-Cola after all, so well, why not?
You're damn right, son. Anyways, but here's the problem, though. I was banished from the North Pole.
Banished?
Yes, banished from the North Pole.
How did you manage to do that?
Well, you see, it's kind of a funny story. So they're actually, you know what? I'm lying. I wish I was from the North Pole. With all the classy bears. No, okay. I'm gonna bite my pride or eat my pride and just flat out say it. I am from the South Pole.
Okay, okay, so you're from the South Pole. So what? What makes the South Pole so bad?
Well, you see, that's where all, the idiot bears come from. The idiot polar bears. They live wild. They're savage. They eat penguins. Penguins are cool, so I don't know why they would eat them. Plus, they look so nice in their little tuxedos. But anyways, they ravishly get dirty. They piss on themselves. They eat, and they let their blood get on their fur, and they don't even wash themselves. They stink. They're savages. I mean, they're complete savages.
Wow, they do sound like savages. They do definitely sound like animals.
Well, yeah, that's because they are. They're not civilized like we. Well, I want to say we, but I've always wanted to be a northern polar bear because northern polar bears, they have class. They look so much cooler. They don't act like the filth that we have downstairs.
Is that so? Well. Anyway, so what goes on? Were you actually banished from the North Pole?
Well, yes and no. Well, see, what happened is, you know the story about Santa Claus?
Oh, Santa Claus. I used to believe him back when I was a kid, but not so much anymore because I've grown up and I realized the reality of things.
Well, let me tell you, son. Well, Santa Claus was a real dude.
Really, a real dude, you say?
Well, yeah. Except he was a real dude a long time ago, and I do mean a long time ago.
How long are we talking?
Well, I'm trying to think. Let me do the math. Carry the 3, add the 2. I say 203 BC.
What?
Yeah, 203 BC. I'm not a time traveler either. I am as old as I say I am. I was born in, I forgot, it was 200 something.
200 something? How are you still alive?
Well, you see, I got magical powers that allow me to live this long, but more on that later. Actually, let me go ahead and get to that. So anyways, I was actually banished from the North Pole without even stepping foot into the North Pole.
Really?
Well, yeah, because you see, Santa Claus, he was one of the most advanced humans ever. He actually, had he had my admiration. He had my praise. He was a pretty cool guy. Very generous. He had a bunch of midgets working for him. And it was all good. They made all these revolutionary technical spectrums that I never thought humans would make, like wheels and things made out of wood.
Okay, okay, interesting. So, what did you do to drive? Actually, well, wait, what did you do to get yourself banished? From from the North Pole?
Well, you see, I kind of pissed them off. Yeah, I kind of pissed them off.
How did you piss him off?
Well, you see, I was like, "Hey Santa, I know I'm not an elf, I know I'm not a midget, but I want to work for you. I wanna make things. I want to be your secretary. I don't care what I gotta do, even if I gotta scrub your toilet hole. I have to work for you. You're the only civilized being here in the South Pole. And it was like, well, sure, ho ho ho. You can come work for me. And you know what happened?
What happened?
I screwed up on the first day.
How did you screw up on the first day?
Well, you see, I kind of got hungry and I forgot to pack my lunch. And, I saw this, tasty looking elf. And, apparently elves are actually co-workers and not just people I can look down on and eat. And, one thing led to another. Santa Claus, he he used his magical powers to literally force push me outside the door, and then he and his entire elf army, they picked up the entirety of his factory and they moved it all the way to the other side of the world.
Okay, that would have been an awesome sight to see, but none of us were around at that time. It's kind of surprising you were, but anyways, go on.
Well, so driving Santa out of the North Pole, and you know what? And he wasn't the only person that I drove out of the South Pole. I own my own family. My own family drove. They drove themselves out. Well, actually, I was kind of the cause, but
how did you drive them out?
Well, you see. Well, after my grandpappy invented Coca-Cola, and we started getting the rights to it, we got super rich, and I kind of started getting greedy with my money.
How'd you get greedy with your money?
Well, I used to take a whole lot of trips, to Argentina. I would cut down a whole bunch of trees, and I tried to make my own factory here, kind of like Santa's, and hire my own little army of little people, and all that kind of cool stuff. But you know what the problem is? What was the problem? I got too ambitious. I expected too much. And I was like, well, I want to try to do all this, but very, very fast and very, very cheap. And the only way to do that is to get slaves. Yeah, I had to turn my back on my own ideals and my family's ideals. I enslaved an entire army of penguins.
Penguins? No, I thought you said you liked penguins.
Well, actually, I do. I do. No lie there. But you see, the problem is that there's so many of them here. They can't fly, so they can't easily run away. And, well, they look so damn nice. I wanted some very nice looking employees.
Well, slaves, you mean?
Well, yeah, but anyways, my family got so ashamed of me that they driven themselves out. They moved up north, and I'm just here by myself, alone with all these savages.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. That sounds kind of sad. So actually, what happened? What the hell happened there? Well,
you see, I hate telling this damn story. It's always so damn sad.
Okay. Let's try to change some topics here. So you say you're super freaking old. Do you actually ever remember Antarctica being green?
Green, you say? Oh, yes. The entire wasteland wasn't always a wasteland. It was green. It had rivers. It had summers. It had so much trees and plants and animals. It was a nice little sight until I took care of it.
What?
Well, yeah. You see, so later on, I am going to get to this later. So I asked Santa for powers, right? And, well, I kind of got, overexcited with this power. And I turned the entirety of the damn continent into a snowy wasteland. It was super cool. It was like, no pun intended. It was cool.
Okay, so Wait a second. Did you say? Wait, didn't you imply that it wasn't always green?
What are you trying to say, boy? Are you trying to argue with me?
No, I am not trying to argue with you. It's just your story. It sounded kind of, conflicted. It sounded kind of like, it doesn't exactly connect, the way it should.
Are you trying to argue? It sounds like you're trying to argue.
No. You get no argument from me. No, I'm completely clean. Okay, so you created Coca-Cola, you turned Antarctica into a frozen wasteland. Okay, you know what? Whatever, I believe that. Okay, so what goes on? So you said you were alone in the frozen wasteland. So what did you do after that?
Well, you see, being alone doesn't have its perks. I kind of got a little lonely.
Well, obviously, I mean, you just said that.
Well, lonely in the more sexual sense.
The sexual sense? Well,
yeah, I mean, obviously, look, everybody desires companionship, and, well, for me, I'm kind of picky, and I tried my best, to find a mate here in the South Pole. But the problem was that, like, literally all the ladies here are all savages. All they know how is to kill and piss on themselves and eat penguins. And I'm like, no, I do not want to associate myself with them. Why would I ever? Every fiber of my white hairs, why would I ever want to date a savage South Polian polar bear?
Okay, well, you do have a point there. Shoot, I wouldn't want to date a savage either.
Exactly. You know what? And I even tried, traveling around the world a bit. But I realized that I am not into other bears. They're way too weird.
Really?
Well, I remember traveling up north. Well, not all the way to up north, but I traveled into different continents. How'd you do that? Well, since this was before I had special powers, I would make ice rafts. I would just use my big bear strength and just I would Hulk smash, parts of the coast, and I would use each of the giant ice drifts, to drift across the sea. And surprisingly, a lot of them lasted very long. But anyways. So I traveled across the globe looking for mates, because I dare not, associate with the Southerns. And Santa Claus he banished me from stepping foot onto the North. So I had no other option. I had to go around the world to find a mate. So I remember going into the Americas. I remember the grizzly bears. Let me tell you what, those grizzly bears, all they ever want is sugar honey.
Sugar honey?
Yes, sugar honey. That's all they care about. Like they don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anything else other than just sugar honey.
Sugar honey? Is that like just a different type of honey?
Well, yeah, sugar honey. It comes with sugar bees.
Sugar bees. Oh, that's kind of weird. Sugar honey, sugar bees. I have never heard of them.
Well, believe me, they exist.
Okay, yeah, they exist.
yeah, they do. Well, anyways, all they care about is sugar honey. And they'll pretend to like you. They'll have fun with you. They'll laugh with you, but then they'll just use you so you can get stung by all the bees while they enjoy the honey.
Okay, well, yeah, that sounds kind of messed up. Yeah, your personal gain, whatever. But anyways. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
Anyways, what other bears have you met along the way?
Well, there's the black bears. Here's the thing about black bears. Black bears barely have any sanity. They're almost like grizzly bears, except, well, obviously they live in different forests.
Really? Different forests?
Well, yeah. All they ever talk about, is being brothers and sisters, and I don't know. They're all spiritual. They're all a bunch of hippies, But one thing's for sure. If they're much weirder than any other bears that I've known, not just because they're pretty much like grizzly bears, but the other thing is they're kind of friendly with humans.
Really? A bear being friendly with a human?
Well, yeah, you got trust me, dude. You gotta believe me.
Okay, whatever. Like I said, you get no argument from me. So they're so black bears. They're friendly with humans.
Well, yeah, they'll even let them ride them like horses.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah, and then they'll ride them like horses, destroy entire cities, and then go out and find some more honey.
Okay, well, again, okay, whatever, valid, true, whatever suits you. So tell me what else went on. So what other bears have you met? Well, well, I can't even think about any other bears. Koala bears?
Those are not even real bears. Oh, actually, speaking of not real bears, you know the Charmin brand. Well, the Charmin, not the paper towels, the Charmin toilet paper. Yeah, I know those bears. Even though they aren't real, there's no such thing as a red bear or a blue bear. Well, obviously, yeah. But here's the weirdest, and I do mean the weirdest thing about black bears is that they will freak out if you don't use Charmin.
Well, really?
Yeah, if you use anything else, Angel Soft, freaking the store brand, or Scott's, or Quilted, Northern Quilted, if you use anything other than Charmin, they will maul you. And in fact, for some of them, you can only use a certain kind of Charmin. You know what? I actually tried. I really tried to get along with a black bear. She was kind of pretty. She's kind of round in all the right places, and we kind of have fun a bit. I moved into her cave, and things were going good. So I thought, until one day, I took a big old dump, and I really had to wipe my butt, and then, well. Here's what happened. I nearly got mauled for using Charmin Soft instead of Charmin Strong.
Really? Wait, you got stores in the forest?
Well, don't pay attention to that detail. Well, anyways, I almost got mauled for using Charmin Ultra Soft instead of Ultra Strong, and I hated it. She scratched one of my eyes out. That's actually why I wore sunglasses. You want to see under?
No. Okay, that looked a bit nasty, and I didn't even see the whole thing. No, don't let me see that again, please. Ugh.
Well, anyway, yeah, that's what a black bear will do to you if you don't use the right kind of Charmin. Ugh, I can only imagine what she would do if she saw me using freaking Scott's.
Okay, well, that's kind of a weird fact that we now know. So what other kind of bears you met? Apparently, koalas aren't real bears.
Well, of course, they're marsupials.
Okay, well, that's pretty much the only factual thing you said all day. But anyways, so what other bears have you met?
Well, the only other, after the grizzlies and after the blacks, the only other bears that I've actually associated myself with were pandas.
Pandas?
Well, yeah, I kind of thought, they're kind of round, nice, and sexy, kind of like the black bears. But just like me, they have white fur as well. So I thought, they might be civilized. So when I made my way over there to Asia, I tried to find myself a good-looking panda. And I found one. She was kind of cute. You know how the Asian bears are. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't relate to that. I'm not into bears.
What?
I mean, and that way. I'm not into bears in that way. It's not like I don't like you guys. No. So please don't take it the wrong way.
Understandable. But anyways. And I saw this panda. She was cute. She was kind of plumpy, but hey, I can deal with that. But here's the bad part.
What was the bad part?
All pandas they're just dirty, lazy half-breeds that are too lazy for sex.
Really?
Well, yeah, they're just lazy half-breeds. All they do all day is just sit around eating bamboo, and they just wallow in their own pride, saying, "Oh, I'm so glad I'm black and white. I'm like a polar bear and a grizzly bear put together. Oh, look how cute I am." I absolutely hate pandas for that. They're a disgrace to all bear kind. Actually, if it weren't for their, if it weren't, actually, you know what? I forgot what I was even gonna say. These damn bears. They just give me the piss the hell off.
Really? That much?
Well, yeah. And what pisses me off the most is that they barely even have the energy to get their butts off the ground when they wake up and just to eat. And you can imagine how I was whenever I felt horny.
Well, obviously, yeah. Actually, I heard from someone that freaking panda bears are so lazy, and one of the reasons why they're like pretty much near extinction is because they're too lazy to like breed with each other. And seeing you trying and failing with a panda bear, yeah, like I could see, man. I could see it's Like I wouldn't deal with no pandas. No, no, no.
Oh, well, yeah. They're just dirty, lazy half-breeds. But anyways, after that failure, I sailed on my last bit of ice, back to Antarctica. And you know what? I had an idea. I had a great idea. Possibly the greatest idea that I have ever had.
Well, I mean, what's this idea?
Well, had an idea. I am going to go to the North Pole and find me a sophisticated northern polar bear wife.
Oh, okay. How did you how would you manage to do this?
Well, see, I had a high school sweetheart. She was really nice to me. She again, she wasn't exactly the prettiest, but wow, she made my heart flutter with her words, man. Like she would write me poems. She would follow me to class. I mean, I was kind of annoyed by it at first, but man, let me tell you, like when she finally gets to you, she's like a fisher. Like she gets you by the hook, she gets you hooked, and then she reels you in, and she got my heart. And I loved her so much, but too bad she went to a different college.
Yeah, high schools in Antarctica.
Well, yeah. Of course we do. Yeah, like I said, we're most of the South Pole is a bunch of savages, but we're at least somewhat civilized enough, for schools.
Okay, well, I see. So, high school sweetheart. You remember her name?
Oh, her name was.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
Well, she was a foreign exchange student. That's why.
Okay, well. That makes sense. Anyways, so what was the name of this high school that you went to?
Well, the high school that I went to was Honey High.
Honey High? This is in Antarctica. There is no honey in Antarctica.
But there used to be, remember? Before I turned the whole place into a frozen wasteland. Again, this was before, I went to the North Pole and got my powers. I'm actually, this is back whenever it was green. We had trees, we had bees, we had honey. And as you know, bears love honey. So they naturally called the school Honey High.
Honey High. Makes sense. Bears, green, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, but here's the thing about Honey High. Me being a bear, I barely passed with a B. What? Yes, me, a polar bear, I barely passed with a B. For bear. I even excelled at biology. What are you laughing at, boy?
You can barely pass with a B for bear. Excelled at biology. Oh man, these puns, they're so stupid, but man, you're making me laugh here.
Puns? What do you mean puns? These aren't puns. This is real.
Okay. Put your clothes away. Okay, put them away. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought you were joking. I didn't think, they actually, I didn't think, that was real. But anyways, so how, what went on? Let's go back to the original topic. Legally going into the North Pole. So how did you manage to do that?
Well, I had this idea. It was kind of, crazy to say the least. But I figured I have big bear strength, I got ginormous claws, and I'm pretty much at the bottom of the world. And I thought, well, if he went all the way to the other side, that other side is the top of the world. And the top of the world is the North Pole. So obviously, I don't want to sail around the world. I don't want to have to, traverse through terrains or have to cross any seas or any rivers or deal with any more bears. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna drill with my own two bare hands a hole through the center of the earth.
Well, okay, that sounds kind of exciting. Okay, so you with your bare hands, you drilled a hole to the center of the earth. How did that turn out?
Well, you see, it was pretty damn cool, man. Well, actually, it wasn't cool at first. It was actually kind of tiring, So it's having to dig through a whole bunch of freaking, ground and stuff like that. Because remember, at the time, Antarctica was green. So I had to dig through a bunch of grass, I had to dig through a bunch of dirt, and then it was kind of like, in Minecraft, when you keep on digging down. Except it got darker and darker. I didn't find no lava, at least not yet. And then, and I couldn't find any diamonds either, so it was really hard just trying to burrow my way through the ground. I was like, ugh, what am I gonna do now? And then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna get myself an energy drink. So I drank one and started burning faster and faster and faster.
Wait a second. How long ago was this? Antarctica being green? You got an energy drink? None of this is connecting.
What? Are you arguing with me?
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm sorry. So, again, green Antarctica, you had access to an energy drink. Okay, sounds completely legit. So anyways, we're gonna go on break real quick. When we get back, you can continue telling your little story, how you burrowed through the earth and illegally got into the North Pole. All right, here we go. Okay, and now we're back. So last time, before the break, Polar Blast here was telling us how, he devised a plan to drill a hole through the center of the Earth to sneak from the South Pole to the North Pole. Will you please continue that for us, Mr. Blast?
It's Polar Blast, not Mr. Blast.
Okay. Calm down. All right, let's just get this story going. All right, so what happened?
Well, you see, I was burrowing a hole, towards the center of the Earth. However, I had to stop a couple of times along the way. Because first of all, when I finally got to the lava, well, you can imagine it got really hot, So I had to bring the snow, from the surface, I'm bringing it down just to keep me cool, just so I didn't burn alive. And then, besides that, I got so deep into the ground that, well, I found a whole civilization of mole people.
Mole people?
Oh, yes, mole people. And I had to beat them up, with my bare hands, I had to use my bare string, I had to fight, I had to punch them, beat them up, and, it was way too many of them. And I was like, oh boy, man, if only I had some cool powers, to help me right now. Oh boy, I was starting to get beat up, and it started to hurt. And I was like, ugh. And the leader was just laughing at me. He was like, you can't defeat us mole people, you stupid surface dweller. And I was like, I'm going to get my revenge on you. So you know what I did next?
What did you do next?
I was like, you know what? Change of plans. I'm not horny anymore. I'm not gonna find myself a wife up in north. No, I'm gonna go to Santa Claus, and I am gonna force him to give me powers, because he has the power to to give anybody anything for Christmas. So I thought, well, with that kind of power, he can give me superpowers, and then I can finally take over the world. Well, not really. I just want cool powers so I can beat up the mole people.
Okay, well, makes sense. Yeah. So what happened, during your fight, or what happened to the rest of the fight?
Well, you see, I got beaten nearly to death, because I was able to beat up a good 348 of them. But then that 349th mole guy, yeah, he was kind of strong. He was taking some mole steroids, and then he nearly beat me to death. Started doing all these pro wrestling moves, freaking doing all these drives and dives and stuff like that. Even got a chair. He invented the chair just so he could use it to beat it over my head. It was a real sight to see. But you know what? At the end of the day, I just punched him real good in the balls, and I scratched his eyes out. And that's why I won that battle.
Well, okay. Well, that is one way to win a battle. Alrighty, so what happened after that?
Well, you see, I continued burrowing under the ground. I just kept on going, because I know if I just kept on going one way the entire time, I would eventually reach, the exact opposite of the world. So I made sure to go as far as south of the South Pole as I could, just so I can make it to the North Pole as I could. So I went all the way, I went all the way to the freaking North Pole, but on the way, it started getting really, really dark. As the further away I got from the lava, the less light I saw. And I was like, wow, I wish I had some cool powers to fight the darkness. And I'm not just talking about the physically dark. I mean, I want powers so I can fight the mole people. So I can fight, the savages up in the South Pole. Everybody who dares to defy me, who dares to oppress me. I want these cool powers so I can defend myself.
Okay, well, sounds cool. Sounds like you can make a comic book out of that.
I know, right? It sounds bad.
No, don't watch your mouth. I'm trying to keep G-rated here.
G-rated? What do you mean G-rated? All the stuff we talked about.
Okay, well, PG. Anyways, go on.
Well, anyways, so I had another idea. Wait a second, I already said that about the Santa giving me powers. Let's see. I kind of lost my train of thought. All I remember was I kept on digging for hours and hours and hours. It kind of felt like a couple days. Well, I did get hungry along the way, but because I was just stuck in, burning holes in the earth. I'll have nothing else to eat except bugs, dirt, and sometimes if I was lucky, bugs and dirt.
Wow, okay, sounds kind of horrible. How long were you burning this tunnel? I mean, come on. The earth is kind of big, so trying to dig through a hole through the entire crust of it. How long were you under the ground for?
Well, let's see. I have no idea. I swear it was a Wednesday whenever I started digging. And it was a Wednesday whenever I dug back out. So I'm assuming one day.
Well, despite the flawed logic there, yeah, you're completely right. Yep, you get no argument from me. You're completely right.
Hell yeah, I am. Well, anyways. Yeah, so, forget about me. I got bigger and I have a bigger, hunger for ice cool powers. So finally, when I made it up to the North Pole, I decided, what? Okay, I gotta find a way. I gotta find a way to break in, to the North Pole factory so I can get to Santa's office. So I thought, okay, what am I gonna do? Well, I was gonna throw a brick at the window. Problem is, the only bricks that were around were the ones on the fence, and the fence was kind of hard. Kind of hard to break down. So what I had to do, I had to devise, a kind of a backup plan. So I was like, what if I made a really big snowball and just threw it at the window? I did that. Turns out, what snowballs can't do, they can't break anything. And on top of that, all the freaking elves, started throwing snowballs back at me. It was the freaking snowball elf task force. Freaking, I hate them. I hate them so much. But anyways, so I had to devise another plan. And I saw that there was an elf orphanage, down the street. What'd you do with that orphanage? Did you burn it down? Oh, stop assuming things! But anyways, no, I did not burn down an orphanage. Come on, I'm not that bad. But anyways, so I abducted an obese fat elf kid, from the Fat Camp Orphanage. Really? Well, yeah, don't worry. It's not like I was trying to eat him or trying to do anything evil with him. No, as a matter of fact, I was like, well, he's the fattest kid here. So what if instead of throwing big old snowballs, at the factory trying to make a hole so I can get in, why don't I just throw the fat kid?
You're gonna throw the fat kid, through the wall or window or wherever this factory was? You're gonna throw this kid to make a hole, just so you can break in?
Well, yeah. It was a flawless plan, you see. I am smarter than the average bear. So I took that kid, I was like, yeet, and then bam, I made a big old hole on the side of the wall. And then he was like, oh, no, that hurts. Oh. And then I was like, oh, shut up. I want to see Santa. So it was just so funny seeing him cry.
Oh my god, dude.
Well, shut up. Anyways, so after throwing the fat kid, there, and he was crying and I was laughing, I decided, okay, you know what? Back to square one, back stay on task, So I searched around for Santa's office, and as I was walking, I heard some limping behind me. So I turned around. It was that same fat kid. He was like, "Oh, give me that Carwettle. Oh, I'm gonna get you." And he clearly thought he could beat me up, or try to get revenge for throwing him through the window. What a little pest! Who does he think he is? Well, anyways. What I did was I just got my big bear claw and I give him a big old smack with the back of my paw, and bam, he fell flat to the floor. And it was kind of funny because the whole factory shook. It was so damn fat.
Okay, I admit that's kind of funny, kind of messed up, but kind of funny. But anyways. So what happened next?
Well, I busted through Santa's door. I found his office. I busted through the door, and then I saw him. He was like, "Oh, what are you doing here? I banished you from this place." And I was like, "Well, Santa, I want cool powers. I want you to give me cool powers. And he was like, ho, 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 no, you are on my naughty list. You cannot possibly get anything other than coal. And I was like, oh yeah. So I threatened to eat his favorite female elf.
His favorite female elf?
Well, yeah, and I was looking at her. I was like, oh wow, she's pretty cute. She was blonde, small, pretty skinny, but she had some thick thighs. She was looking real fine. But then I found out that Santa Claus was cheating on his wife, Mrs. Claus, for this sexy little elf.
Ah, I see. Interesting.
Well, interesting indeed. Well, anyways, so when I found out he was cheating on her. What was that?
Oh, nothing.
Are you recording this, boy?
Well, obviously, yeah. This is a microphone.
But what was that noise I heard? I heard a little beep.
Nothing. I'm not recording this on my phone for TikTok content or what.
What the hell is a TikTok?
Never mind. Keep on going.
Oh, anyways. So, I took his female elf, and I was like, Santa, if you do not give me cool, super cool, frozen powers, I'm gonna eat this chick. And who are you gonna have sex with now behind Mrs. Claus' back? And it was like, oh, no, please don't hurt my favorite little elf. Please don't eat her. Here. And he did this weird, like, ritual thing, What he did was, he said all these, like, Swedish words or something like that, and he had a bunch of tattoos all over his arms. They would just appear and they were glowing, and then he shot at me, and I felt all this power come inside me. It was really cool. Like, I felt super cold, man. I had all these lights coming out of my hands. I felt super strong. I could kind of fly a bit, but not really because I'm so fat. But anyways, I had ice cold powers. I was kind of like Frozen.
So you're an ice guy.
Yeah, and I was like, no more, Mr. Ice Guy. And then I give him back his female elf.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you kept your promise.
But I ended up eating her anyways because she ate my peanut butter cups.
Huh?
Yeah, she ate my peanut butter cups. Because while I was trying to look for Santa's office, I went to the candy section and I got some peanut butter cups. I was like, oh, I love peanut butter cups. I'm gonna eat these later. But then, after taking the damn female elf hostage, and I give her back, she took away my peanut butter cups, and I was so pissed. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna eat those peanut butter cups one way or another. And so I ate her, and I could taste the peanut butter cups. And she tasted delicious. But he was like, ho, ho, no. And then I was like, ho, ho, yes. Ho, ho, ho. You better get away, Santa. I got cool powers now. And so I went back to my tunnel after that.
Okay, so you went back to your tunnel.
Yeah, and I went back to my tunnel. I kept on jigging through the ground. Trying to look for the mole people again. And I eventually bumped into them again. It was cool, because I had powers this time. I felt so empowered. I had all this energy. I had all these icicles coming out of my fur. It was so nice.
Well, I mean, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
Hell yeah, it was. And when I found those mole people, I instead of just beating them up with my bare hands, I started freezing them to death. I started, freezing their legs and amputating them. And then I started freaking turning them into mole people icicles. And I punched the leader so hard, with this big old ice punch. My fist was covered in, it was just a solid block of ice, and a bunch of stuff was glowing. And then I was like, polar blast, and boom, a big old explosion happened. It was awesome. It was really nice, really nice, like almost an Australian kind of noise. Nice.
Okay, I can imagine this battle already. I think it would be pretty damn cool to see. Wish you had a camera.
Well, I was gonna bring a camera, but I didn't know what a camera was. So, there's that. Okay, go on. Well, anyways, I turned the leader into a big old giant popsicle, and then I ate him. Just like when I did with a bunch of other of his minions.
Oh, so you turned him into freaking ice cream?
Well, yeah. Well, unfortunately, they didn't taste very good because I didn't have any cream. All I had was ice. So, yeah, well, whatever. Just a little bit of a downfall. But other than that, it was super cool. It was super kind of tasty, actually. But let me tell you what, mole people do not beat the taste of penguin. I mean, other animals or peanut butter cups.
Okay, well. Anyways, keep on going. Well, anyways, when I got back up to the surface, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn this big old green continent into my frozen kingdom, So I used my ice powers, and I froze the entire continent, turning Antarctica into a giant frozen wasteland. Although I didn't intend for it to become a wasteland. No, actually, as a matter of fact, I wanted to turn to a kingdom. You know how that movie Frozen, where Elsa makes her giant castle with the powers and stuff. Well, yeah. Well, I was trying to do something like that, but the problem was I didn't know how to do that. I kind of just started accessing my power without even knowing how to use it. So all he did was create a bunch of ice, and I killed everything. It was cool. Right, literally cool. Well, you're damn right it was. I wasn't expecting to see how cold it was. Wow, my nipples are starting to get hard. You have nipples? Yeah. Don't ask. Don't ask me about those. Anyways. I wanted to make my kingdom, but the problem is that making a kingdom, making a castle out of snow, it's not the best thing to do. It is absolutely not the best thing to do, and especially with the high winds that we get down there, yeah, definitely not a good thing to do. It just turned into a giant snow dune, and it sucked. I was cold, I was bored, had no kingdom, but I had awesome powers, so I went back to the shore with all the other animals, and you know what? I tried driving them all out too, but except for the penguins. Because, penguins are cool. They got the tuxedos. They can't fly, but they're kind of fat. They're kind of cute. They're kind of cool. They can sing sometimes. And they even slap you for no reason. But you know what? I don't mind that because they're penguins. But anyways, so I was trying to drive out all the other animals. All the birds that are not penguins or narwhals or the godforsaken walruses. Walruses? You hate walruses? Yes, very much. They're just fat, lazy. All they do is sit around all day, gawking at their own ginormous teeth, thinking, oh, look at me, I'm so cool. I'm a giant walrus. Look at me. I can bite you and I can kill you, even though I don't eat meat. I was like, oh, I do eat meat. And, I really hate those guys so damn much. You feel me? Yes, I completely feel you. You know what? Yeah, although I personally don't have a hate towards walruses, but man, let me tell you, there's just some people out there, they can be complete douchebags. And yeah, sometimes I just am like, damn man, I don't like you. You too damn stupid. And that's exactly how I was feeling, about these stupid walruses. Thinking they're all cool because they're fat, because they're warm all the time, despite the fact that I turned the entire continent into a frozen wasteland. But you know what? That didn't matter, because I had cool powers, and they didn't. And I blasted every single one I saw. But that doesn't stop all the other freaking thousands of illegal walruses, just staying on my damn continent. Yeah, it sucks. I even drove out all the humans that were living here, too. Because you know what? Because I was like, no, get out of here, humans. No, get out of here. Go to Argentina. Go to New Zealand. Go to Australia. Go to South Africa. Just stay off of my swamp. I mean, my continent. Sorry for the Shrek reference. You're good. A Shrek reference is always appreciated here on 3 a.m. Thoughts. Whatever. But anyways, so that's pretty much how everything happened. That's pretty much how I got these cool powers. That's pretty much how. In fact, that's exactly how the history books will not tell you this, but that's exactly how Antarctica became the way it is. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to get a bit fed up here. Why is that? Well, okay, so with all these inconsistencies in your story, with how you supposedly did this and did that. Look, man, I've been holding it in for a while, but God, I can't. I just can't, man. It's not coming together right. Freaking. Really? You expect me to believe all this? This, it's not making any sense, bro. It's not making any goddamn sense. Really? You're the reason why freaking Antarctica is the way it is. You're the reason why freaking Santa, or whatever. It's not making any freaking sense. What? How dare you freaking how dare you argue with me? I swear, all this is true. All this is real. Okay, whatever. whatever. Again, I'm not gonna argue with you. No, I really do want to, kind of. But you know what? I'm not arguing with you. Whatever. You have it your way. Just like it's like this is Burger King.
Besides, you know what? Even if it weren't true, you don't know that. You don't know how it truly happened. I know because I was there. How about you? Where were you whenever I was doing all this? Where were you when Antarctica became a frozen wasteland?
Okay, whatever. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. But anyways, as you already know, I am the oldest polar bear in the world, and that's because of my cool powers. Hell, I even outlived my parents, my grandparents, and all my nieces and nephews. Which is kind of sad because now I'm kind of alone. Well, except all the family members I do have, well, they don't know me because I'm so old and I don't look old that they kind of abandoned me. And they're also in the North Pole. But anyways. So we got pretty lonely, and I was like, oh, I'm horny again. I want to find a female polar bear up in the north again. But I thought, yeah, I got a better idea. You know what? I'm gonna travel all over the globe, and I'm gonna bring coolness to the globe.
Coolness? Like, well, what do you mean?
Well, you see, I turned Antarctica into a giant frozen wasteland. But the thing is that I wanted other frozen wastelands too, because I'm cool, and I want other places to be cool too. I mean, I covered an entire continent, but let me tell you what, it's cool when you can go to other continents, other places around the world, and that you can turn them into giant frozen wastelands. So I went to Africa, and that didn't go too well.
Well, did it? Why is that?
Well, you see, I would try turning the Sahara Desert into a giant, snowy desert, but the problem is that it's too sandy. Snow doesn't stay on sand for very long, and plus it's very dry. So it was impossible for me to make a giant snowy wonderland there. But I went up a little bit north, northeast, and I created the Himalayas.
Really?
Yeah, and I turned Mount Everest, into a frozen giant popsicle as well. I even went to Japan. Oh yeah, Japan was really fun. The cherry blossoms, the food, the people, the anime. It was all cool. Even so, as a reward, I gave him snow on Mount Fuji.
Is that so?
Yeah, and when I went to the Americas, on the Appalachians and on the Rockies, freaking in Colorado, and all these other places, I give them snow too because I thought, hey, these places are nice. They're really nice. I mean, hell, I even went all the way to Scandinavia.
Scandinavia.
Yeah, the whole reason why, the reason why Scandinavia is so snowy, so cold, and has a dope rock music is because of the fact that I turned it into a giant frozen wasteland. Well, except that wasn't exactly a wasteland because everybody kept on freaking thriving over there. Actually, same thing for Greenland, except I thought Greenland was supposed to be cool. Actually, Greenland was green at one time until I turned it into white. Because I wanted it to be funny.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not exactly what I would call funny, but yeah, you did confuse a lot of people by doing that.
Well, of course, I'm polar blast. Gotta bring the polarness around the world.
The polarness around the world.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, so tell me more about Scandinavia. It's really interesting. Nobody ever talks about Scandinavia. It's as if it doesn't exist.
Well, let me tell you what, it does exist. And not only that, I was there to see the Vikings. Because I'm the oldest polar bear in the world, and so obviously I've been around to see a lot of things. And when I saw the Vikings, how savage they are. And I mean, they kind of look cool. They sang cool songs. I didn't understand the language, and they believe in a whole bunch of weird gods or whatever. And my favorite was Thor. The god of lightning, the god of thunder. It was a pretty cool tale to listen to. But anyways, but when I saw that they were acting such like savages, just like the damn polar bears in the south, I was like, ugh. I despise that, so I decided to fight and beat up the Vikings. I damn near killed them all, but a lot of them fled to the Americas. Yeah, I guess that's how they got there, huh?
Yeah, well, I guess so. Okay, so what else did you do, on your world tour?
Well, nothing much. Once I circumnavigated the globe, well, it kind of got boring. So I wanted to go back to my, the icy kingdom, even though there wasn't no castle. But anyways, Well, here's another thing I did with my amazing powers, and you're gonna love this. I single-handedly created winter.
You created winter? Yeah. It's definitely not the freaking, it's definitely not the tilt of the earth and, the position of the earth in relation to the sun. When the earth goes through a year-long revolution around the sun, it's totally nothing scientific like that. No, you single-handedly created winter. Sure. Tell us how. Oh, educate us. I really want to know.
Well, I will educate you really well, son. But so here's how it happened. Okay, so every November, I use my powers to fly up into space, and then I fight the sun. Me and the sun, we took it out in a long, couple weeks long battle, and it tries to throw solar flares at me, tries to make summer last all year, and I'm like, you're not gonna make summer last all year. No, I'm gonna stop you from that. I'm gonna bring coolness, to the months, So I use my ice powers. I fend off the sun. I use polar blast. I use snows. I create, freaking snowman armies. I create giant glass shards, full of ice. Ice shards. And I shoot it at the sun. These battles, they get kind of bloody. Well, mostly because of my blood. Because the sun doesn't have any blood. But anyways, so that's exactly what I do. Me and the sun, we fight, for all these months, and then, finally, when the sun finally gives up, it decides, I keep the sun at bay for a couple months, and that is how winter is invented. Because the sun decides, okay, you know what, I'm gonna yield to you. You're so powerful and cool, polar blast, that I'm just gonna stay over here, and I'm like, yes, sweet taste of victory. And that's how summer was born.
Okay, you know what? I can't take it anymore. After a freaking ridiculous story like that, I can't take it anymore, man. I'm gonna argue. I cannot stop from arguing, man. Look, I know you did not single-handedly make the freaking winter. Look, that's an entirely scientific thing. You mean the Vikings being around the same time as the Vikings anime and all this kind of stuff? Freaking, like, your story does not connect. It does not make sense. Why am I supposed to believe you? And don't you dare say you're the oldest polar bear in the world. You have no way of proving that. And plus, besides that, even if you were, you're getting a lot of things mixed up. Freaking Santa Claus, that dude doesn't even exist. Like, what the hell, man? You're not making any goddamn sense, man. You're gonna drive me insane.
That's the last time I'll tolerate this, boy. You are challenging the blast, and now you shall die.
Please don't kill me.
I got a ginormous ice ball coming right at you. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa!
What was that? Huh? I didn't do that. Did you?
No! What was that?
Oh, get back here, Whittle!
Oh, it's my arch nemesis, Elfo Gordo, the fat Mexican elf kid that I threw through the wall.
What? He's real?
Of course he's real. I told you my stories are true.
Okay, Elfo Gordo, what are you doing here?
Oh, stop calling me Elfo Gordo. My name is Fred.
Fred?
Yeah, Federico Ricardo. I was a Mexican elf back in the North Pole. Oh, get back here, Whittle.
Hey, stay back. I got cool ice powers now. You can't touch me. You can't touch this. Yeah, no. You can't touch me.
Whatever you do, you fiend. You ginormous white furred fiend. I can't. I hate you. I can't stand you. I don't appreciate what you did to Mr. Claus, and his mistress. Oh, I'm going to beat you up. Get back here.
Oh, you have to catch me first.
Oh, I swear to God, I hate you so damn much. It really hurt when you threw me through the wall. And just to add insult to injury, whenever I tried to chase you and I tried to beat you up, why the hell did you knock me out?
Look, you're really annoying, kid. I think I'm about to knock you out again. Just for fun.
You best you try. I'm gonna fight you to the end of the earth.
That's it. Polar Blast!
What the heck? My wall! My other wall! You're destroying my studio! What? I didn't hurt you? Well, of course. As you can see, your powers are brought to no avail because they bounced off my belly and onto this other wall.
No! My favorite anime poster was on that wall. You idiots best get out of my studio. I swear you best get out of my studio or I'm gonna freaking lose it.
What? You're gonna clearly lose to a fat elf and a polar bear with powers. All right, you want to fight? Let's fight.
Prepare to meet your doom, Weddle.
Oh, great. Now we're all at odds with each other.
I'm gonna get you. Oh.
What the hell is going on?
Uncle Larry, he's come to save the day.
Uncle Larry? What the hell are you doing in my house?
Larry, this is my studio.
I don't give a goddamn Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't give a damn what's going on. Now get out of my house. I'm trying to sleep and I'm trying to eat some fried chicken while I sleep, and I can't do that unless I can't do that when all these walls are down. I mean, I feel this cold breeze. You know how bad a breeze feels when you're drunk? Okay. I'm out of here. Yeah, you best get out of here, son. You best get out of here. Yeah.
Oh, God. What the hell happened? Alrighty, so now all that's settled. Yeah, I got some big gaping holes in my freaking walls now. Thank you very much, Polar Blast and Alpha Gordo. Now I'm gonna have to hear Larry freaking rant about this for the next freaking few months so I can get this fixed. But anyways, so that was a surprise interview with freaking Polar Blast. Anyways, shoot. I hope you guys enjoy whatever content happened here today, and thank you all for listening, making it this far. And hey, stay tuned for more interviews, for more freaking podcasts coming your way right here on 3 AM Thoughts, coming at you live in 2021. Here we go. See ya. Have a good one.